indeed. Hey now, y'all. How's everybody doing today? Morning after a night flight, always an interesting experience. And by the way, what a great night flight we had last night. Very fun show. We were all laughing a lot. I always kind of judge it that way, Tony. If I laugh a lot during the show, I chalk it up as a great show. And last night, I laughed quite a bit. So it's great to be back on a Thursday morning. So again, a little bit of a different week this week. This will be our final show of this week with the 4th of July being tomorrow. We're all going to take the day off, and you guys should too. Enjoy yourselves. Get that barbecue happening. Wave that flag. Do your thing. Salute the country, and enjoy the day off. Creative Tony, I decided to celebrate the 4th of July a day early. I wore my hottest band in the world, Kiss t-shirt, but it's like my star-spangled Kiss logo. Yeah, I got the stars. I got it all going right there. So anyway, I'm acknowledging the greatness of the 4th of July. And also, Tony, before I say good morning to you, one final note, because this just happened. And again, the comments line gives so much information. Like before the show even starts, there's like a full social scene, full crowd scene down at the food lines. There's a full crowd scene at the food lines, and everyone's having their own conversations. And I glanced over there, and I saw one of my favorite people, Noemi Catalina. She said, "Hey, guys, I don't know if you heard about this. Michael Madsen just passed away." And I was really sorry to hear that. But Noemi, you broke that news to me. I had not seen that. And now I'm reading about it online. Mike Madsen, if you don't know this guy, I would guarantee you do if you saw him. He's one of those guys, you might not know his name, but he was in pretty much, I think, most 90% of Quentin Tarantino films. He was in most famously as Mr. Blonde in Reservoir Dogs. He was the psycho. He was the crazy guy that cut the cop's ear off and all that, was Stuck in the Middle with You playing. So rest in peace, Michael Madsen. I dedicate the show to you today, man. I've always been a big fan of that guy. He had a great role in Kill Bill too, with the samurai sword when he's living in the trailer. Just a rock solid actor, and a dude. He just played the badass really well. So rest in peace, Michael Madsen. I was very distressed to hear that. And then Tony, how are you doing today? And you know Mike Madsen, right? T, you familiar with the guy? Yeah, Mr. Blonde. Yeah.
Mr. Blonde. Yeah, man, that's bummer news, man. 67, because on the flip side, today is Stephen Piercy's 69th birthday. So it's
dude, rat and roll. Right. See, that's how one leaves, one celebrates another year on the planet. Yeah, it's crazy. But
it's also just showing you, like, that's too young, man. That is too young. That's such a bummer. And he was a great actor, dude. Go back and watch Reservoir Dogs, man. That movie stands the test of time. It really does. It doesn't matter when. Like, I could show my kids that movie 20 years from now, and it's still going to be amazing.
Well, I would recommend you never show that film to your daughter, Olivia. You'll traumatize her for life. Something tells me your daughter's not down with watching Mr. Blonde shave a cop's ear off, then douse him in gasoline. He's about to light him on fire until somebody shoots him. Oh, the cop who's dying on the ramp over there reaches out and shoots him. Anyway, Creative Tony, it looks to me like you made it up to Las Vegas. Listen to me. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I don't know why I said that, dude. There's no explanation. It's more Grateful Dead brain damage. Tony, I'm glad you made it up to Tahoe. How was the drive? And did you listen to Pink Floyd like we discussed?
Wow, lots of questions from Paulie Mack this morning. I got to address them one at a time.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to put you in. And isn't it true, I'm like turning into like a trial lawyer. And isn't it true, Creative Tony, that you listen to Pink Floyd on your drive? Isn't that true? Tell us about it, T. Sorry, man.
So I got in the car. I left at about 10:15. Because you know what, Paulie? First of all, I was in a panic last night because as soon as we ended the show, Doval gives up a 2-run bomb to tie the game. And
literally seconds after we turned the mics off, I walked downstairs and the first pitch I saw, bam! I'm like, what are you kidding me? I know, it's crazy.
I think I texted a thread. You got to be S-ing me right now.
It was yeah.
I couldn't believe it. And Fareed, aka Robot Centaur, is like, no, don't end the show because last time you did that, they lost, and then we end the show, and then they tied the game. I'm like, dude, full disclosure, everybody, I called Paulie frantically saying, dude, we might want to like get back on the mic here and like get the show back going because, and then Paulie had a great point. He goes, dude, could you imagine if we get back on the mic and then they don't win and they lose?
We become like public enemy number one. I'm trying to keep good graces here. I'm trying to keep the relation strong with the audience. I don't want to be like the new reason the Giants are losing games. And I'm like, Tony, just keep that in mind. Yeah,
totally. So, dude, anyways, thank God they win the ball game 6-5. Yeah. I get in the car at 10:15. I was in Tahoe, and we're staying in Dono this weekend because I don't dare mess with the West Shore on 4th of July.
Why not? Tell me about your madhouse over there.
It's just a zoo. And to be honest with you, when I was a teenager and in college, I contributed to that zoo. I went to the store. I went to Chambers. I went to Meeks Bay.
Yeah.
Now I'm letting all the kids have it. So we go to Donner. We stay at some friends at the Donners. Shout out the Triggums. We're at their place in Donner, and lovely spot. And the kids are on a hike right now as we speak. And we're gonna go swimming in the lake later. And we rented a boat. We're gonna do a little jet ski. I got my paddleboard. Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great, man. So, and then tomorrow we get it all going with the 4th of July. I'm gonna blast Grateful Dead tomorrow morning. And wave that flag, Paulie, wave it wide and high. And then also I could be the only one here on this show that's going to be doing this, but I'm going to be watching Joey Chestnut in his triumphant return.
Yeah.
The competitive eating competition, which is one of the most grotesque displays of human consumption that you could ever see live.
That's the right word too, bro. It is grotesque. Like, and they're dunking their stuff in water and eating it. I'm like, I'm getting sick just watching this. And by the way, dude, they're dunking and slamming. And by the way, my kids, I got 2 boys at home. Well, they're not at home where they're both grown, but these kids, when they were little, they would be literally excited like Christmas Day. Dad, Joey Chestnut's I'm not kidding. They became like huge Joey Chestnut. They were fascinated. I'm talking little kids. They were like 7, 8 years old when they first saw. They're like, "What is this?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's an eating competition." Try to explain that to somebody. Yeah, this is a sport. This is called sport eating. And Joey Chestnut is like the Michael Jordan of competitive eating. Competitive eating, Tony.
I'm glad you didn't say the LeBron James. I'm glad you said the Michael Jordan, because by the way, I also want to get to Bronny James telling the Lakers basically, "Oh, it's me or Austin Reeves." By the way, who's it going to be? It's like,
there's
dude,
no consideration. I take Austin Reeves 100 times out of 100. Bronny doesn't even belong on the NBA floor. He doesn't. It's such a damn disgrace. But anyway, go ahead.
So I was going to say there was some controversy last year because Joey Chestnut was not in the competitive eating competition because he was sponsored by Impossible Foods, the vegetarian company that makes the burgers and the sausages. Right. And Nathan's Hot Dogs said, "Dude, you can't come in here wearing another sponsor, so you're not coming in." And Chestnut said, "You know what? I signed a deal with Impossible Foods. I can't back out now." But obviously, they went back to the table in the off season. Is there an off season in competitive eating, Paul?
That's a great question. And also, how do you train? You know what I mean? Yeah. How do you train for something like that? And by the way, Tony, if you were going to engage in a competitive eating competition and they said, "Tony, we're going to let you pick the food. You can pick, it doesn't have to be hot dogs. You can pick, like, what would your food choice be for a competitive eating contest? Like, what could you slam down for 5 minutes or whatever the time limit is and triumph?"
I could slam this down because I used to do it as a kid. My grandmother and my mother would make the best homemade gnocchi with pesto. Ooh. And dude, I would eat them literally until I had a horrible stomach ache. Yeah. I would just keep going back and keep going back. My mom and my nanny would say, "That's enough. That's enough. You're going to get sick."
Let me eat about 35 more of these. Yeah.
I'm good. And then finally, like an hour later, I'm like, I literally have to lay on the couch and then I've rub my belly. So gnocchi is my favorite food. It's like my last meal. It would definitely be gnocchi with pesto. But that fills you up too fast. So I don't know, man. Leah Phillips, that's a great suggestion. Popcorn. I wolfed down a huge bag of white cheddar popcorn last night on my drive. Okay. So maybe it's popcorn, Paulie. But, I just wanted to say that I'm rooting for Joey Chestnut, and I'm glad he's back. They obviously went back to the table and said, "You know what, Joey, we need you." San Jose's Joey Chestnut, by the way, the Bay Area's own Joey Chestnut.
Yeah, he was a guest on the Murph and Mac show several times. Like we had Joey Chestnut several years in a row when he was like early in his career. And by the way, Rags getting XXX rated up in this piece on a Friday. I'm not going to say, but I said, "What kind of food would you have in the eating contest?" Rags took it to a whole other place. Okay, he took it to a whole other place. By the way, I think I saw Ray Goodman go flying by as a super, and I don't want to miss him. Tony, can you retrieve that? Is that possible?
Yeah, dude. Escobar. I saw Escobar. Look at Escobar. Paulie and his 20 questions, like 50 cents.
I did. Yeah, totally. I jumped all over Tony. And by the way, where's Fitty? Where's 50 Cent? Get him back out here.
Sure.
Did you see the tweet going? I shouldn't laugh, dude. I really shouldn't be, but it really made me laugh. I sent this to you. I sent it to Rags. I sent it to Don Peralta. Something about the image and the caption just hit me the right way. Last night, I'm scrolling around on Twitter, and I see this picture of Johnny Cochran with Puff Daddy with the gloves holding the bottle of baby oil, and the caption says, if Diddy can't get to the grease, he must be released. Like if it don't fit, you must quit. Anyway, I don't know. It just can't be the right way. If he can't get to the grease, you must release. Hey, Tony, let me ask you a quick question. Before we, I know, so I shouldn't even be talking about that. Before we dive in today, do you want to go Carlos De La Fuente or do we go Dr. Matt Young? I don't know where to go.
I was going to provide. This is a house. What a professional I am, Paulie. I was going to provide a professional segue from Joey Chestnut into Dr. Matt Young, because guess who probably will need a flossing and a cleaning and a deep dental checkup after the International Federation of Competitive Eating and the hot dog eating contest.
Nice.
Joey Chestnut. Nice. So I highly recommend we go dive right in to Dr. Matt Young, and maybe if there's a way we can get a message to Joey Chestnut to go see Dr. Matt Young on a Saturday.
Okay. I want to mention something too, and I want to say this too. So, Tony, in New York City, and you would love this, man. And this is all going to be connected to Dr. Matt Young. I'm going to take us there. But in New York City, every September, they have this great feast down in Little Italy. It's called the San Gennaro Festival, right? Mm-hmm. And basically, it's just a celebration of Italian heritage. It's a lot like the Italian Heritage Day they have in Washington Square Park in San Francisco. Yep. Same kind of thing. But this festival goes on for a few weeks. And I used to, you know what, dude? I used to go down there before Grateful Dead shows in Madison Square Garden, eat some sausage and peppers, and then go up to the garden for the show. It was a lot of fun. Nice. Tony, I think they actually have, I'm not making this up, I think they have eating contests at the San Gennaro Festival. And you know what I think they do down there? Because I'm pretty sure I've seen this. They have cannoli eating contests, bro. Cannoli. Now, the thing with cannolis are they're so sweet. They're almost like they're hyper sweet. They're almost like sometimes I can't handle that. Like when it's over the top sweet like that, when there's like a sugar just overload. Yep. So how many cannolis do you think you could put down?
Not a lot, because they also had the filling shell, Paulie. And I got to shout out Romolo in San Mateo for the best cannoli I've ever had. Hands down. There is seriously, Neil Donardi will vouch for that because he lives near Romolo. Dom Peralta, any San Mateo Peninsula veteran will vouch for Romolo, because Romolo cannoli is just it's second to none. It'd be like the cannoli that was in The Godfather. I wouldn't be surprised if like urban legend said that Romolo made the cannoli in Godfather.
Well, we got some love here now for the, I think it was Nutter who's shouting out the San Gennaro Festival. Patty from Napa, the one thing I miss about living in New York. Patty, I didn't know you lived in New York. That's awesome. And I love the San Gennaro Fest just for that. Go down there, Tony. You get on a nice roll. You would get sausage and pepper sandwiches. They're amazing. Anyway.
Oh, Paulie, before we get back to Dr. Young, I want to say that Rags, we were talking about competitive eating, and in honor of the Taste the Biscuit lady, he says there should be a biscuit eating contest.
Yeah, I could. You know what? I could probably hold my own. I could throw a few biscuits down. I'd take a run at that.
Dunk them in gravy? Would you dunk them in gravy?
Oh, dude, that's harsh. I mean, yes, I like gravy, but not if I got to eat 30 of them. That would be a little. That's kind of a chore. All right. So anyway, if you are going to be eating cannolis, or if you are going to be eating sausage and pepper sandwiches, then you detour right down to Union Square and say, Dr. Matt Young, listen, I just came from San Gennaro. I ate 37 cannolis and 117 sausage and pepper sandwiches. I need you to help me out. And he's going to go in there with the blowtorch. And I'm kidding. He's not using the blowtorch. But Dr. Matt Young, he's a great guy. He's my dentist for over a decade. I'm really, really happy and proud to have him on board as a sponsor for the Polymac Particle Show. If you are ready to make a change in your dental, reality, give him a shout. 415-392-8611, because he is the coolest guy I've ever met in a dentist's office, and he's so cool that he relaxed me. And I was the most uptight mofo you could possibly imagine. I was like white knuckling, dude, going in there. I just had a thing. I don't know. I had a thing about the dentist.
Yeah. Oh, dude, you're not alone in that, dude. Like I think most people. That's the most wonderful thing about Dr. Young and his staff at the Young Dental Group is that they take that away. Honestly. And you know what? Say you have a dentist that you're kind of like, mezzo with, like más o menos, whatever. But you want to go try something. You can taste test different things. Why not check out different dentists and see if Dr. Young is the right match for you? Because I'd be damn shocked if you went to Dr. Young and didn't say, you know what, that's my guy. That's my team. So
yeah, and he's such a cool guy, and he's so personable that he will get you totally relaxed. If he can relax me, he can definitely relax you. And I've had a lot of work done there over the years. Being a patient of his for over a decade, I've had a root canal down there. I've had a bunch of cleanings, and he's, you know what, the guy's just rock solid. So check him out. Shoot him an email too if you're ready to make a change, or just get on board and go to him, see him for the first time. info@youngdentalsf.com. Tony, I know you love those Saturday hours as a hardworking parent with little kids. I'll let you speak to that, and then we will dive into the guts of today's show, Big T.
I love the Saturdays, and I can tell you right now, I'm going to take the kids after summer, after they've done like literally gallons of ice cream consumption and and all kinds of sweets all summer long. And Dr. Young is going to have to put on the gloves to go to here. Put on his mask because he's going to have to get to work on my children. Because after a summer of an 11-year-old and a 10-year-old summer, they're not going to be religious about brushing their teeth. They're going to be eating a lot of sweets. So I'm going to take him to Dr. Young. I'll report back, but I'm looking forward to that. And it'll most likely be on a Saturday between 8 and 4 p.m. So give me a call, 415-392-8611, 415-392-8611, or you can email them, info@youngdentalsf.com. And by the way, Paulie, we're going to get to Los D later on in the show.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I saw a great comment by Los D, and we're going to get to Giants baseball. We're going to get to a George Kittle story that Paulie and I are a little perturbed about. Yep. We're going to get to some 4th of July stuff. We're going to get to our musical assignment.
Yep.
But Paulie, Los D says, cannolis eaten by Spicoli are like a hickey from Kanicki and the Hallmark card. Okay.
Los D's getting loose this week, dude. Los D's getting loose with his riffs, and they're getting stronger by the day. Los D, dude, very nice. I like that. Cannoli from Spicoli. And by the way, I wanted to say one final thing about Dr. Young, only because I saw a lot of people commenting about nitrous on the comment line there. I will say this. This is no joke. I mean this for real. That's definitely an option at Dr. Matt Young's office. And instead of him coming in and being like, hey, Paulie Mac, here's what I'm going to do to you. I'm going to strap it to this table, and I'm coming in hard and fast, and I'm going to slice and dice and get ready. He'll say stuff like, hey, would you like some gas to relax? And I'm like, yeah, I do. I need that to relax. So that's an option. It's available for you. And I don't want to make it a joke, but he will, if that's what it takes to calm you down. And it does in my case sometimes. That's always available at Dr. Matt Young's office. Okay, Tony. So anyway, we talked about at the beginning of the show, the craziness of us ending the night flight. I go downstairs. There it is, the first pitch. Bam, gone. So the Giants do salvage that game. Thank God, dude. The losing skid comes to an end. They get the 6-5 win. They go again. It feels like they've been in Arizona for like a week and a half.
I know. Yes.
Get me out of there with the swimming pool, the whole. I'm done. Get me away from the desert. And then, Tony, they'll do it again tonight. They finish this series up before they start one with the Oakland A's. You heard me, the Oakland A's. And that'll be tomorrow. But Robbie Ray on the hill tonight. Nice, dude. Yeah, dude. There we go. Last Dive Bar. Those are our buddies at Last Dive Bar. Check those dudes out. They're great online. And
Paulie, my wife Megan, because we're in Tahoe right now. We're going back home Saturday night, and she goes, "Hey, the A's are hosting the Giants on Saturday night." And I go, "You know what? Not happening. I'm not going to be a part of that mess. I'm not going to Sacramento to watch A's Giants ball. I'm not going to do it. Yeah. I'm not going to be a part of that whole scene." And I just saw, by the way, the great Alex Simon of SF Gate. If you're not following Alex Simon on social media, start doing it now, because he's damn good at his job, and he'll always keep you informed and entertained.
We had him on the show. He was a guest on the show a couple of months ago. He's been really good to us, too, just to let people know. Alex Simon, like Tony says, a great writer for SF Gate. He's written some very nice stuff about us and this show this year since we launched. So I say definitely support Alex Simon, because he supports what we're doing here.
He had a great article saying that, season ticket holders are losing money, and that they can't wait to get off the season ticket package in August. And like, how sad is that, dude? So I'm not trying to be bummer guy on the day before the holiday weekend, day before the 4th. I'm just being real. As the Giants go into freaking Sacramento tomorrow, it's like, I feel sorry for both teams that have to go play in a minor league ballpark for a professional baseball game. It's like all those players already graduated from that level.
Right.
One of them, it just pisses me off. So that's all. I just wanted to say, not happening. Go Giants, go A's, and root for both teams. It's like, if they could split that series, that'd be great. But I will be ticked if the A's win the series or sweep. I'll be ticked, because that means because the Giants should win that series. And by the way, Paulie,
Well, they should have won the Miami series too, but instead they decided to get swept at home. You know what I mean? What they should do.
Won the White Sox series too. They should have won the White Sox series too.
But that's what I'm saying. What they should do and what they actually do lately are two totally different things. So yeah, they should theoretically beat the A's, but I'm not going to hang my hat on that based on what I've been seeing for the last 2 weeks. You know?
Dude, Patrick Patton, good line. The Giants hitters haven't graduated from the AAA level. Wow. That's a pretty good line, dude. And by the way, Patrick Patton, I owe you an apology, dude. I had the Particle Land loaded up last night to play.
Yeah.
I forgot to do it. So maybe I'll try to send everybody off into the 4th of July weekend as we go into Particle Land. I'll try and
I'd like to get some Particle Land. It's been a while since I walked through that door. And by the way, Tony, this is, again, the great thing about the PMP community. These guys are always having their own conversations on the side. Mm-hmm. And I looked over and I forgot to mention this. I wanted to say this at the beginning, so I'll do it now instead. Want to just wish our good friend Bonnie / Scarlet Fire a very, very happy wedding day, I guess is the proper greeting. So congratulations to you, Bonnie. You're one of our favorites. Thanks for coming by the water bar that day for my gig. That was awesome. And I wish you all the best. Enjoy the day tomorrow. I hope it's unforgettable, and I hope it's everything you want it to be. So congrats from Tony and myself to Scarlet Fire. She's getting hitched tomorrow. Scarlet Fire is officially off the market, boys. So back off. You feel me on that, T?
Yeah, I was going to say it's a nice day for a white wedding.
I'll back Billy Idol. I'll back him. I'll back Billy Idol 100 times out of. Ooh, look at you.
Oh, that's a tease. That was a tease. I just loaded it up for later. Loaded it up for
a flashback. Did I see that? Yeah. Is that real? What's going on? All right, Tony. So anyway, Giants ball back in action tonight. Robbie ran the hill. I wanted to.
Are you about to leave Giants ball? Because if you're going to leave Giants ball, I want to talk about something before you leave Giants ball.
I was going to leave Giants ball when I was going to stay in the NL West, but I'll let you go. Give me the point that you wanted to make. Excuse me.
I want to say welcome back. That's my welcome back Cotter version for welcome back Jung-Hoo Lee. All 3 for 5 last night. A home run shy of a cycle. Dude, that guy needed that night more than we could ever imagine. He got the triple in the first inning, dude. Like that. I mean, because I like the kid. I really like him, and I like how he plays the game. And you can tell that he was so frustrated. He didn't play 2 nights ago. Back in the lineup last night. He'll be back in there tonight, I'm sure, as Robbie Ray takes the hill. But I was very happy to see that he went 3 for 5 and kind of felt the groove again. And whatever slump buster he used on his day off, I'm glad it worked.
Well, Tony, I want to say you said he needed that really badly. And speaking of needing something really badly, Jung-Hoo Lee needed that night last night offensively almost as much as Mike Muir needed a Pepsi in Institutionalized. He was begging his mom, all I wanted was a Pepsi. No, Mom, I'm not on drugs. I'm just thinking, But the bottom line is in that track, Institutionalized Suicidal Tendencies, Mike Muir, all he wanted was a Pepsi, and all Jung-Hoo wanted was a few base hits, and he got them. Okay. Staying in the NL West, real quick, your reactions, if any, to Clayton Kershaw's 3,000 strikeout last night. He's only the 4th lefty, and I know that's your big celebration of all things left-handed. He's only the 4th lefty to ever do that, 3,000 Ks. We don't ever talk Kershaw, you and I, really, but he is one of the best pitchers of this generation. So any reaction to that, T? That's noteworthy, newsworthy.
This is
I'm glad I asked. I like what I'm getting already. God, I love this.
Remember last night we were talking about the 3-man weave in basketball and how what a great drill it is for youngsters and hoops.
Yeah.
I'm going to weave through this because I respect Kershaw. I think he's an incredible pitcher and he's an incredible player in the game. And he's been what a hell of a career, just a really good career. And he doesn't seem like a bad dude. He seems like a good teammate. But the dude is also going out of his way to be a douche with certain things. We don't have to get into it.
I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. The whole thing with the hat and all that. Yeah.
I'm like,
Cut
dude,
the S with your hat. Cut the S with your hat. Yeah.
So it's like, you know what, man? It really changed my opinion of him. And so, you know what? I could care less, to be honest with you. If you did that.
And I take that. No, you know what, dude? I'm glad I asked. I actually feel the exact same way. I do, and I did say hello to him one time. I was with Murph. We were at the yard years ago, 10 years ago, something like that. And we had a very, very brief exchange with him. But he was actually a really cool guy, as you would expect. He seems like a nice guy. But I feel the same way, dude. Because listen, let me say this on record right now, and I'm only half kidding when I say this. I'm only half kidding. That Tony, you've experienced this. Rags and I mean, listen. If I choose to kiss a guy, I'm going to go ahead and kiss a guy. You know what I'm saying? I'd say I have a great story about guys kissing guys, and I'm involved front and center in this one. And I got no problem kissing guys. It might be the Italian.
It is. It definitely is. I used to kiss my grandfather, dude. I used to, come on, man.
It's just it's an expression of affection. That's all it is. But a lot of people get upset. I'll never forget this. Years ago, Creative Tony and I were at a show at the Greek Theater, too. And it might have been a Phil Les show. I think it was like a Phil and Friends show. And Tony was with his romantic interest of that time. I was with the romantic interest that I was with at that time. And this is a long time ago. This is at least 20 years ago. And we were at the show. Do you know where I'm going? Do you know what I'm going to say, Tony? Okay. And we were hanging out. And so Rags and I grew up kissing each other all the time. I'll kiss Rags at the drop of a hat. I'll kiss Rags. And he'll kiss me. We'll go lip to lip if we have to, just to prove a point. So, but not everybody can roll with that. Some people get very uptight with that. And dude, Tony and I
Clayton Kershaw. That's why we're talking about it. But
exactly. Because Kershaw would not like this story at all. So I'm at the Greek, and you know how like we were up on the steps and the seats, and I think Tony was like a row behind me, and I started doing this same kind of rap I'm giving you right now. I'm like, yeah, I'll kiss guys. I don't care. I like kissing guys. That means I love them and stuff. And then the girl that Tony was with, I could tell was like getting a little uncomfortable. She was like, well, you're not serious, are you? You're not serious. And I'm like, oh, you don't think I'm serious? I go, what, do you want to see me kiss him right now? And I remember I tried to start climbing up to get to Tony, because I'll never forget that. The look on her face when I said, oh, you don't believe me? You want to see me kiss him right now? And when I said that, she was like, oh my God. Do you remember that whole little incident? Yeah. So anyway, guy on guy kissing, I say it's everyone's got the right to kiss whoever they want to kiss, and get that S off your hat, Kershaw. If he can wear it, I can comment on it. You know what I'm saying?
He made it a public commentary. Basically, he put it out there for everybody to consume, and it's like, you know what, dude? Because I always thought he was a good dude and a good teammate, and I always liked him. I really did, and especially standing up for the lefty nation, because I really like his game as a pitcher, and I use him as an example for lefty pitchers when I'm coaching. But he's doing some douchey things where I'm like, dude, cut the crap, man. Cut the crap. So you know what? Whatever. I'm just gonna say whatever to Kershaw. And also, it doesn't help that he's a freaking Dodger either. And I do want to say I feel bad for Max Muncy because of the injury he the injury that happened to him last night in he hyperextended his knee. I don't know how severe it is, but if you've seen the video, it's a bad injury, man. So hopefully he's okay.
The older I get, dude, the harder it is for me to watch injuries to athletes. Escobar III. I remember Dave Navarro kissing Anthony Kiedis. No, those guys are making out on stage all the time. I've seen Perry Farrell kiss Dave Navarro. Those guys can't keep their hands off each other, bro. They're making out in between numbers. They're making out on stage. And thank
also, you, Paulie, thank you for the super, Escobar. Sorry, I cut you off, Paulie, but not to. This isn't a spoiler alert, but shout out White Lotus season 3. White Lotus season 3.
Well, that went beyond just a kiss. Now we got hands involved. We got Tony, if I may, we got hand manipulation going on. You know what I mean? Hand manipulation. And then I saw the Nutter drop a comment a minute ago. He goes, damn. He goes, guys kissing guys, manscaping. This show is really taking a turn. It really has. Hey, Nutter, you know what it is, man? It has taken a turn. I'm just being honest. With all my friends here. Aaron Cask checking in. What's he saying? Hey, Kershaw, wearing the hat doesn't mean you got to play tummy sticks or anything. Tummy sticks. God. Yeah,
I've never heard tummy
I haven't either, but I'm a fan. I like
it. Aaron, you got me with that one, dude. Oh my God.
You got me too, man. You got me too. And then I saw, hold on, Tony, one more thing about men kissing men. Sorry, I didn't know the show was going to go there, but it is.
Me neither.
We're gonna let this thing flow. Tony Rags just checked in and goes, best man-on-man kiss of all time is Michael Corleone kissing Fredo in Godfather 2. Well, that's the kiss of death. That's what that represents. That's the kiss of death. He's like, I'm gonna kill you. He goes, you broke my heart, Fredo, and he shakes his head and he kisses him right on the lips. Yeah.
And by the way, shout out Lake Tahoe. They're on Lake Tahoe when they get rid of Fredo. That's shot in Tahoe. And the mansion's in Tahoe and everything.
You know that mansion, Tony. You're familiar with that?
Great, I do. And great trivia. One of my dear friends, Peter Picard, who lives in New York, dude, that is his I think it's either his mom or his aunt. There's a water skier in the background of that scene, and it's either his mom or his aunt. It's the best, anyways, dude. So I've watched that scene so many times because of that, and because it's in Tahoe, of course.
Only because Low Stee is on fire this week. He noticed that, like, I'm talking about kissing dudes, and I'm wearing my Kiss shirt today. Very observant. Good call. It's in the air. What are you going to do? It's in the air today. All right, Tony. Speaking of Low Stee, let's give him some love today. Low Stee at Flex Funding, Carlos De La Fuente. Great guy. That's the other thing that's kind of happened very organically with this show. We've become, I'd say, dare I say this, but I'd say, like, all the people that sponsor the Polymac Particle Show, we're friends with all these people. Like, I didn't know Neil Denardi when I started the show. I knew Low Stee a little bit, but I hadn't seen him in a very long time. Same with Don Peralta, knew him casually. Now we've become friends. So, like, when I say Low Stee is a friend of mine, like, I mean it. I mean that pretty literally. So we're very happy to have Carlos De La Fuente on board, handling a variety of money matters. And it's something that's just part of being an adult in the real world, man. We're all faced with these financial matters. Some of them very challenging. Maybe you're talking about college tuitions. Maybe you're trying to buy your first home. Maybe you're trying to refinance the home that you're living in right now. The good news is Carlos can help you with all that stuff. This is what he does. He's got 26 years of experience. He is a San Francisco native, so he definitely cares about all of us. He cares. Dude, I gotta stop looking at the comment line. I just glanced over. That's our Ray Goodman. Your kiss is on my list. Here we go, dude.
Oh, dude,
your kiss is on my list because your kiss is on my list. By the way, Hall & Oates spitting out top 10 singles. Like, I mean, like, it was nobody's business. Here's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. Anyway, back to Carlos. We can talk Hall & Oates later, Carlos. I'm assuming you're probably a fan too. But anyway, private money loans. Yep, he can handle that. He can handle a variety of financial services, including mortgage loans, the HELOC loan, one of his specialties, the home equity lines of credit. He has partnered with a new lender, so they can do a variety of things for you. And again, this is great about Carlos. Doesn't matter where you're listening to the show, watching the show. You can be in Northern California, Southern California, Central Valley, Bakersfield. Tony, from Bakersfield to San Bernardino, Carlos De La Fuente is ready to do business with you. So, and the trust is there. That's the thing that I'm uptight about. I talk about being uptight at the dentist. The other thing I'm uptight about is dealing with people handling my money and hoping that they're working in my best interest and not trying to serve their own needs. And that's what Carlos does, man. He's not looking out for himself. He's looking out for you. So reach out to him today. Tell him what you're working on or what you'd like to work on, or if this is the right time to work on the avenue that you're thinking about right now, which is 925-250-4894. Call Carlos and get to work today.
Paulie, also, remember yesterday I was telling you I was listening to Boston's debut album and I rocked the entire thing. Well, there's a song on there called Peace of Mind, right?
Yeah.
And dude, that song could be like Carlos's anthem. Seriously, because what he's giving you or can give you is not only take care of your finances, but also give you that peace of mind. The same thing we're talking about Dr. Young. It's the trust thing. They give you peace of mind, and you cannot put a price tag on peace of mind. Honest to God. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you deal with somebody you trust, that is peace of mind right there. And then also, Paulie, I wanted to say too, I'm not going to get political here, Paulie, but there is a possibility that something that was just passed by the Senate could change a lot of things financially for people.
That's a very good point. That's just reality. That's a really good point. Yeah.
It's just reality. And so if that is going to affect you, and chances are it's going to affect all of us. Yeah. And so if that's the case, give Carlos a call. Give Low Stee a call, 925-250-4894, because he can help you out with those situations, especially in the turbulent times that we might be going into. Hopefully not, but you never know. So I'm just being realistic here and saying I'm just being a quote unquote master of reality, Paulie.
Nice.
I'm just saying that times they can be changing, then times are changing possibly. And so if that's the case, give Low Stee a call. And we talked about this on today's Thursday, on Tuesday, about a lot of us are self-employed now, and you can see the ticker on the bottom of the screen. And Los even commented saying that is a very big thing happening now. A lot of people self-employed. The Alt-A loan. Los can help you out with the Alt-A loan. He can help you out with the reverse mortgages. You can help you out with HELOCs. He can help you out with in-state, out-of-state. give Losty a call, 925-250-4894, or email him, carlos@myflexnow.com. Los, we love you, brother. Thank you so much for the partnership, man, and I hope you have a great 4th of July weekend, bro.
Beautifully said, Tony. Thank you very much. And everything, I echo everything you said, Losty. We freaking love you, man, and thanks for being on board with us as a partner and as a friend. Creative Tony, I know one other thing.
Sorry.
Give us the los. 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 Give us the los.
Yeah.
What loan would you like?
Nice, Tony. Thank you very much. And I know one other thing about Carlos. He is a monster 49er fan. Now, my ears perked up a little at the beginning of the show today. Pardon me. You mentioned George Kittle, and you said you got something. What was it? You made a controversial thing about Kittle. Let's get into it. What do you got up your sleeve on Kittle today, buddy?
Oh, how about I just present a visual aid to you, Paulie, and then you can ingest it, and then you can the everybody listening or viewing can ingest it. By the way, when you talk about the PMP Army to people, Paulie, I still say listeners all the time.
Yeah, I've done that today. As a matter of fact, I know a listener. Well, it's like a 25-year habit working in radio, like the KMBR listeners, the Murphy Mac listeners. So I say that kind of by habit. But obviously we got viewers, we got people, but we have viewers, we have listeners. It's like a potluck thing going on now. But why should we not say listeners anymore, T? I don't know.
Consumers. I don't know. I have no idea what to call it. I just say PMP Army, PMP VIP. Yeah. And by the way, if you want to be a PMP VIP, at the bottom of the screen next to the subscribe, by the way, subscribe and smash that like button too. But become a member of PMP VIP down below on the bottom corner of the screen. We love you. We need you. And we're all in this together, basically, Paulie. But I'm going to present this, and you can just do with it what you will.
Oh, I saw this, dude. I hate this. I hate this with a passion. Sorry, man. My throat is really betraying me today.
Possible of a late night burn session after the game, huh, Paulie?
Not even possible. It's a fact. It's facted. That's exactly what's going on here. I'm cleaning out the THC remnants. Let's get into this. So here we go. George Kittle has had what I'll call, Tony, a very high profile, colorful off season. He's doing tight end university. He's singing songs with Taylor Swift. And, every time I'm seeing Kittle lately, I don't like what I'm seeing. And I know he's going to be ready. He's a pro. He's an all-pro caliber player. He's might be the best tight end in football. Certainly one of the top 2 tight ends in the game right now. Top 3 at the very, very least, if you want to be conservative. But I will tell you this. I don't like seeing comments like this, and I'll qualify it because, listen, you want to defend Brock Purdy? That's great. Right. I appreciate that. That's a player defending his teammate. I support that every day. But when he says, we're about to embarrass the entire NFC. Dude, shut up, dude. Stop it. You got to stop. And I want to remind you, let me just remind, not that you need this, but let's just go through the resumes real quick. George Kittle has no ring on his finger. Right. George Kittle is a guy that's gone to 2 Super Bowls and lost both of them. Now, is it his fault entirely? No, it's not on Kittle. Or in fact, dude, if I may, the last Super Bowl we played in, he was hardly even involved until late in the fourth quarter. It really pissed me off. Kittle needs the ball in his hands. Let him make some plays. And he's a great tight end, and I love the guy. But, dude, stop saying stuff like this. Like, the Philadelphia Eagles just won the Super Bowl, man. And they're in the NFC. Hello. And I don't think that they're going to I think the Philadelphia Eagles are going to be very formidable again this year. I think they're going to be right there in the mix. There's a lot of good teams. Ever heard of the Detroit Lions? Yeah. And guess what? They're going to have a monster chip on their shoulder after what happened to them in the playoffs. And I expect them to be every bit as good as they were last year, even maybe more so, because of Dan Campbell's going to have those guys running through freaking brick walls, man. And then you got the Commanders fully loaded down there. They're coming up again. So all I'm saying is I don't like to see this. I mean, like we make jokes the other day about Brent Jones never hung out with Mark Bavaro. Joe Montana didn't call, Phil Simms and say, hey, Phil, let's go hang out and film videos together. It wasn't like that back then. And I still think there should be some separation between like teams that are bitter rivals like the Chiefs and the Niners. So I don't like this. He hasn't accomplished the big thing yet, which is winning a Super Bowl. And he's out here making, we're going to embarrass the entire NFC. I don't like it, Tony. How about you? What's your reaction to this?
I feel like there's been like kind of a change for Kittle lately. Like, I don't know. He never said this kind of stuff before. I don't know. He would always say fun stuff and very energetic stuff, but he would never say
that's true.
We're about to embarrass the entire NFC. I feel like there's some weird, I don't know. And I'll say it again. We talked about Kittle earlier in the week, and I'll say it again. I love Kittle on the 49ers. He's arguably the greatest tight end in 49er history. But I hate this kind of talk, right?
Yeah,
because it's like, let your play do the talking.
Yeah.
And I mean, in one respect, I'm stoked that he's fired up for the season. I love that he's back in Brock Purdy, and that they have the whole Iowa connection. But why not just leave it at that?
Yeah.
Don't go deeper into it. We're about to embarrass the entire NFC, dude. I'll just stay in the NFC West, man. Sam Darnold's Seahawks are not going to be a slouch.
Right.
Arizona is going to be good with that badass tight end McBride, and then also the Rams are going to be good again. So it's like, slow your roll, dude. Like, let's. He didn't. Even if he said the NFC West, I wouldn't like this comment. But it's like, slow down, dude. Like,
and it's good that you mentioned the Rams. I've learned my lesson with the Rams over these recent years that even though I'm not McVay, we break McVay's balls like you wouldn't believe. You'll see. Wait till the season starts. So he starts running around, jumping around in the end zone like a little elf again. And then Tony and I just come down on him hard. Yeah, I like my guys. I love my guys. But you know what, though? They're in the playoffs pretty much every. They were a playoff team last year. So, Tony, you're right. I have learned to respect the Rams. They're better than I want them to be. Patty from Napa, I have to drop. So sorry. No problem, Patty. Go do your thing. Love my Kittle and bits. I do too. But I agree with Tony. I don't like to see this kind of talk. Have a great 4th, Tony. Give Tahoe my love. And thank you, Patty. You enjoy your weekend too. So I just don't think this is necessary. I don't think this helps them. And my final word, Tony, on this is maybe it's like the wrestler part of his personality, like he loves wrestling and WWE or whatever. So maybe that's like part of the whole talking loud, walking loud thing. But I don't like doing that in football when you got way too many good teams and you still haven't won the big game, man. You haven't won the Super Bowl. So don't start talking this way until you're. I would have like it if he was a champion, if we won the Super Bowl. I just don't think taunting the entire NFC is a good idea. That's just me.
I mean, it would have been nice if he would have said, like, hey, if you think Brock Purdy is a fluke, come say it to my face because this team is gelling. This team's going to come together and play great football.
Right.
But he made it about embarrassing the rest of the NFC. It's like, dude, you don't think other teams are going to see this and be like, hey, Kittle, come to our yard. Come on, bring that, Kittle. Like, why would you give that extra juice is what I'm saying. And again, I'll preface it. Kittle is, I love him. I love Kittle on the Niners.
Stand by. We have an update. We have an update coming in from Los D right now. Los D is claiming this actually might be a fraudulent comment that was posted by some internet troll out there, and that it's already been acknowledged as fake news by George Kittle himself. I'm really glad you told me that. I really am, and thank you, Los D, because that changes everything. Obviously, that's one of the problem with the internet, man. You don't know what's qualified, what's real, what's not real. But I'm glad that's an illegitimate comment. Now we can strike that whole thing from the record because I didn't like it at all, and I'm glad it's not real. Aaron Kask is a super too. Tony, throw him up there real quick.
Yeah, stand by.
Yeah, he said something about Escobar. He went flying by. Okay, Escobar the third had a super chat fact check. Okay, thank you guys. I appreciate that. No, it's good, man. Check us when we're posting stuff that's not accurate, because it definitely helps us. And I don't want to be putting stuff up there that's fraudulent. And if I'd known, I never would have done that. But I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that's false news, man. And it's you feel better, Tony? I
do feel better because that makes a hell of a lot more sense, man. And you know what, people? God. This is what pisses me off about today. Is like not today, the actual day, July 3rd, but today's age of content creation and people making crap up just to get likes and clicks and all that. Here's one thing Paulie and I can promise you is that we will never make crap up to get likes or to get attention or to get, and that will never happen on this show. And it makes me sick that somebody would do that. And now I feel bad for George Kittle having to like waste time claiming that this isn't true. Like,
yeah.
So,
and now next time you and I see George Kittle, next time we're in the same room with him, he's going to give us each a slap. You know what I mean?
Totally.
He's going to be like, yeah, I heard about your little riff on me, boys. Next time, do your homework. And I will. I'll try to be better. And we just saw Kittle a couple of, I don't know, what was it, a month ago? It's the Dwight Clark thing. He won't be too happy about this. By the way, Tony, that you're right. Speaking of, that's the perils of living in the modern age. Shout out David Bowie, Modern Love. Shout out Black Flag, Modern Man. Modern Man. Speaking of, Tony, I think it's time for the musical assignment because I do want to do a proper tribute to Black Sabbath today, and I want to make sure this thing has some room to breathe. Right. So are you cool if we segue into the musical assignment right now?
We can definitely segue into the musical assignment if you'll allow me to do a couple things. Stand by.
Oh, no.
And I'm gonna follow that with just the It's just the oh no. And then because Shannon Kaler's Stone Foxes are going to be playing on July 19th at the Cornerstone in Berkeley.
Peep this, particle heads. PMP's weekly musical assignment begins right now.
I want to say a couple things about Shannon Kaler. One, he's due to be back on the show with us. Man, hey, man. We got to get Shannon back on the show. It's been too long. And then number two, on a Black Sabbath weekend where literally most of the rock and roll world and community is celebrating Black Sabbath this weekend. This will be their final performance. They're calling it Back to the Beginning. They're all from Birmingham, England, so they're doing the show over there. And I want to remind everybody, Shannon Kaler's band, the Stone Foxes, I saw them cover The Wizard once by Black Sabbath. When the wizard walks by, ba ba bam bam, never talking, ba ba bam bam. Anyway, do you remember when the Stone Foxes used to play that years ago?
Yep. Yeah. And Shannon's on the harmonica too, and he does a great job. And it's just because Shannon, I love that human being, but sometimes he needs his ass kicked in his musical knowledge. And sometimes like there'll be bands that I'll be talking about, like, well, I don't really know them or I don't really like them. It's like, dude, come on, you got to, take off the tight jeans and let take a breather. And so of course he knows Sabbath and the Wizard. And we got to shout out Shannon's brother Spence too, because Spence does most of the songwriting. Shannon does the lyrics and Spence does the songwriting. Yep. And they're a great duo. And I think Spence is more of the Sabbath head than Shannon is, and brought that to the table. So shout out to Spence Kaler as well.
Tony, I don't want to go first today. I think we should make sure that the listeners get their due also. Yes. Do you have access to their contributions, the songs they sent in?
Do I have access, Paulie? Let's go. Okay, I'm going to start off with Shank, a.k.a. David Shankland, a.k.a. NorCal Refrigeration and HVAC, who we love. He's the man of the creator of Give Us the Los. He's the creator of the PNP VIP song. He's the creator of the what started the whole thing with the Hans Lufa song, which we haven't played in a long time. We got to play that maybe in our next night flight. But he emailed in, remember, pauliespod@gmail.com. You can email anything you want, pauliespod@gmail.com. He emailed in with, for you children of today are children of the grave. Yeah.
Great one, dude. I love Children of the freaking Grave. And if you read the lyrics of that song, it's all about peace. They're promoting peace in a big way. Love comes flowing through. It's just that's the thing about Sabbath too. I think a lot of people probably don't understand, or there's always been a misconception, is that there's some kind of devil worshiping, just all about the destruction of the earth. Quite the contrary. They were really hippies singing hippie stuff. Their whole message is about peace and love, but they're playing the most brutal, heavy music of all time. So I think a lot of people always kind of misunderstood, but that's another one of those songs. That song is all about promoting peace. Yeah.
Totally. Into the Void. Go read into the lyrics for Into the Void. That's another song about like Mother Earth.
Read the lyrics of Into the Void and then get ready, because we're about to live that entire song. Like we're right on the cusp of that, dude, about having to vacate the earth because it's all collapsing so badly right now. That's what that song's about, having to leave Earth and form like a new world somewhere because of the pollution and destruction on Earth. Tony, go ahead.
All right, we got Rags chiming in. He says The Wizard. Good, thank you, Rags. Great call. we've got John Joseph checking in, and he's got Mob Rules. Yeah, he's got, wow, look at this dude. He's got Zero the Hero.
Wow,
He's got
Zero the Hero. I got to stop you right there.
Right.
That dude, Zero the Blank, and he knows a big Zero the Hero fan. Aside from myself, my guy Rags, big
Nice.
Zero the Hero.
Nice.
What you gonna be? What you gonna be, brother? Zero the Hero. What a heavy riff, dude, like a brontosaurus, dude, walking down the street. Boom, ba ba boom, ba 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 da 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 da. Heavy riff, great track, and it's the only record they ever did with the lead singer of Deep Purple. Ian Gillan sings all the vocals on that album. And I really wish I saw that tour. But John Joseph, nice pull, dude. Zero the Blank and Hero. Yes.
I'm going to just throw these out there because John Joseph rules. He says also Trashed. He says, he says Computer God. He says Neon Nights. And he says The Sign of the Southern Cross. And he says,
go ahead.
And he says the path least taken leads to greatness. So
here's my problem with John Joseph's list. Now I gotta take issue with John Joseph and his list. You didn't mention one Ozzy song, dude. You gotta give me an Ozzy song. This is Ozzy's Weekend. Now these are all great tracks, but you're hitting me with Dio, you're hitting me with the Ian Gillan. You gotta give me an Ozzy song, John Joseph. Throw something up there. All right, Tony, keep going.
All right, so then I'm back to the emails. Also, John Joseph, we'll get to your Ducks email and some Sasquatch next week. I promise. We'll get to next week.
Yeah.
We've also got Dom Peralta checking in from Stellar Design, and Dom Peralta says he's going to go The Warning from
great one from the first album. Yeah.
Cornucopia. He says, and then Killing Yourself to Live, and After Forever. Yeah, After Forever is a great tune. Great call on those, Dom Peralta. Moving on, Noemi. She's I'll have to get back to that later. Noemi sent us an email about the origination of the Tekashi song, like the meaning of the Tekashi song. I'll get to that later.
Okay.
Noemi sent in, she says, Sweet Leaf. I've always loved the main guitar riff. And she said, used by the Chili Peppers made Give It Away all the more cooler. 100%. And also sampled by the Beastie Boys. Great knowledge, Noemi. Jim Bull checked in, and he says, I did see Ozzy Metallica, and he says, the song that constantly gives me nightmares is Megalomania.
It's funny. I saw Eric Cass just mention Megalomania too. I love Megalomania, dude. What a great song. It's like a 10-minute track, heavy as hell. And that's one of these underrated Sabbath albums people don't talk about a lot. Sabotage. I freaking love Sabotage. Hole in the Sky, man. Symptom of the Universe. Those are great songs. Tony, keep it coming. What else you got?
Yeah, let me see. I'm going to go to Jerome. Jerome checked in, and he says that his musical assignment is Iron Man, which is just that was one of the first licks I learned on guitar was Iron Man. It's a great lick. Iron Man. Thank you, Jerome. And then we've got let's see, Karen Bell checking in. She says you can't kill rock and roll. Nice. Great call. And then Karen Bell also said fairies wear boots, which is just
come on. Yeah, going home late last night. I know, now I'm getting revved up. All right, Tony. What about Dom Peralta? Did you get Dom's? Because I know Dom.
Yeah, we did Dom. We did Dom already, buddy. And then we've got Ray checking in, and he says Crazy Train live from Blizzard of Oz tour. So that's Crazy Train from that's Ray. And then I believe that's what we've got. So and then hang on, just double checking P. Okay, we're good. All right. And thank you everybody for your musical assignments. And that is again pauliespod@gmail.com. I think I should go first because then this is Oz, this is Ozzy, and this is the musician who brought Paulie and I together back in 1997. So
this is a great. You want to tell that story? Why don't you tell the origin story? This is a true story that Black Sabbath is actually like the reason I met Creative Tony formally. Like it's because of Sabbath. Tell the story, T. This is cool.
So 1997, working on the Ticket 1050, which is that radio station we did, the Raiders flagship, late 90s, and we were literally working. We transformed an office around the corner from KMBR, like around the hallway from KMBR into a studio, and the producer's soundboard and was in like out in the open. It wasn't in like a control room like it is usually. And the only thing that separated me on the soundboard and my microphone from like the hallway was a shower curtain. Yeah. And I'll never forget, it was a Three Stooges shower curtain. Why it was a Three Stooges shower curtain, I have no idea. But it was a Three Stooges shower curtain on poles. And that separated. So you could hear, if I was talking on the air, you could hear it in the hallway, basically, if you're walking by. And then if somebody's shouting in the hallway, you could probably hear it on the air. Yeah. Anyways, it was great. It was very punk. It was very everybody. It was really fun. Like I wouldn't change anything about how I got into radio. Same here. It was really fun. Yeah. But I was producing a show with Dan Cilio. I don't know if anybody remembers Dan Cilio. Sure. But I think he still does radio out of Miami, out in Florida. I think he's in Florida.
I saw him a few years ago. I saw Cilio. I think it was when we were in Miami, dude. I saw Cilio.
All I know is the Dan Cilio he was very
dude, let's get Cilio on the show. Let's get him on. I want Cilio. Do you still have his stuff?
I do. All right. So it's Cilio basically. I got to give Cilio credit because he played for University of Miami football, and then he also played. He had like a cup of coffee with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I believe. But anyways, he did a show on the Ticket 1050, and I was his first producer, and he's the one that nicknamed me Cue Ball way back when. And I was playing a Black Sabbath song, Rejoin, music for Rejoin, and I think it was Sweetleaf, and it was Ozzy coughing, and then into the riff, and then Paulie came running down the hallway and like violently opened the shower curtain and goes, who's playing this? Yeah. Who's playing this?
Because I didn't know you at that point. I didn't really know you yet. We hadn't really met. Yeah.
And I said, I'm playing that. And is everything okay? And then you're like, hey, Paul McCaffrey, nice to meet you.
Yeah, I did. I was like, and guess what, dude? I go, because I mean, like, that's all I needed. That's all I needed. I was down the hall writing, and I heard you play Sweetleaf. I ran down there, introduced myself to Tony, and I go, just so you know, man, just so you know, you and me are going to be hanging out. So you can finish up your show, but we're going to be hanging out. That's all I need. If anybody who's listening to Sweetleaf coming out of a commercial break, we're automatically going to be friends. And here we are 30 years later, man.
No question. And one thing about Cilio before I get to Escobar's super, and then we wrap the show up at the musical assignment is Paulie. I'll never forget doing the show with you and Rod Brooks, or no, it was Dan Cilio. I forget. I forget, but Cilio said the word, he made up a word called, he made up the word gription.
I remember gription. He was talking about artificial turf and stuff. Yeah, gription.
And he was wearing these new like slides into work. And Rod made a comment on the air, and Dan's like, "Oh, I love these. They have great gription." And Rod goes, "Did you just say gription?"
Yeah, it's like, not a word, dude. There's no such word as gription. You know what I mean? Yeah, but that's Cilio. That's Cilio. It's talking about gription. Okay, Escobar the Third. I emailed it this morning, but my favorite Sabbath song is War Pigs. T-Pain, yes, dude. T-Pain does do an amazing version of that. A great call, Escobar. He really does. Great vocal on that from T-Pain. I've seen that. And if you're a War Pigs fan, again, to salute and celebrate Black Sabbath this weekend, Judas Priest just released a brand new single of their cover of War Pigs, and it's really good. I recommend you check it out. If you haven't seen the Judas Priest War Pigs, it's out there right now, and check it out. All right, T. And thank you, Escobar. Have a great weekend, man. I do look forward to meeting you. I really do. And I'm sorry I missed you at Levi's. But let's okay, Tony, you should go. Give me your I'm very eager.
I'm gonna go, and you're gonna wrap this up, Paulie. First of all, Paulie and I did like a whole, I don't know, 3 segments on just the cover of this album, on the cover of Paranoid.
I could do an hour on this cover. I mean, if you really look at this guy, from the pink tights to the shield, and if you look at the look on this dude's face, out of his freaking mind. Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, this guy, dude, what's serious?
I did in the forest with tights on and a shield and a helmet. And like a sash. It looks like he's got some kind of a sash.
A sash, dude. A sash.
It's just incredible. It's just an incredible album cover. Yeah. And I just listened to this album yesterday, but look at the inside too, man. I'm just, come on. I mean, it's just.
Yep.
Look at that. I mean, look at Ozzy right there. It's just incredible. I'm gonna take the track off this album, What, you gonna do? Boom, boom, boom. I'm caught up with you.
Oh, dude, you're firing me up, dude. I haven't listened to that. Yeah. Keep going.
Hand of Doom. Hand of Doom, Paulie, is my Sabbath, my ode to Ozzy, because he gets dark and he gets like creepy, and then the song takes like 3 different left turns. It's some of my favorite Sabbath, that song. And it's one of their lesser played tunes, like one of their lesser. It was never like really a radio hit or anything, or it wasn't like in circulation. Well, I don't forget the first time I heard that song, I was like, "What the hell is going on here?"
How about the jam in the middle, too, where it's like ba 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 da 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 ba ba ba. I mean, it's mayhem, dude, mayhem.
Boom, 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 boom. So, excuse me. Also, shout out to Geezer Butler and Bill Ward's funk in the beginning of that song. It's straight up 70s funk that they're laying down in the beginning of that song.
Yeah,
incredible.
Okay, tremendous pick. I did not see that coming at all. Did not. I love it. I love it. Okay, so Hand of Doom by Creative Tony. Are you double dipping today too? You going 2 for or just the 1?
No. I'm gonna let Hand of Doom stand on its own.
Well, then do me a favor. Just shout out one of your favorite solo Ozzy songs. Just shout one out for me. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, criminy sake.
Because that's Sabbath. See, that's the other thing. There's so much great music. You got all the Ozzy Sabbath stuff, but then there's all the Ozzy solo stuff. So,
oh God, how about go with your Sabbath tune, then and then we'll both do our Ozzy tunes.
All right, maybe this will trigger a thought too, because I'm going to give you a solo Ozzy song first. And by the way, we all grew up with Ozzy Osbourne. Like when we grew up with this guy, he was considered a dangerous lunatic. Now he's kind of this cuddly old guy that everybody likes from the TV show. But back in these days, dude, when this S hit the scene, like this record, this cover used to frighten me, dude. It really did. Like everything going on. The kid laughing in the corner. You got upside down crosses. Ozzy's pants are ripped. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. And then the back, you got him again with the cross, the upside down cross over his head. Yeah. Hey, Mom, I'm into this. You know what I mean? But this is
a t-shirt. Paulie, I had that on a t-shirt. And my mom was like, "What are you wearing?"
Now look at it, dude.
I go, "Mom, it's just Ozzy. It's just Ozzy being Ozzy." And she goes, "Look at what's on that shirt." Yeah. And I go, "Okay, well, dude.
Check them out, T.
Look at them. It's incredible."
Yeah. So
who's doing that today, Paulie?
Nobody. It wouldn't fly today. They probably lock him up. All right. So anyway, this is Ozzy's second solo album. A great record. Randy Rhoads, the late great guitar player. This was the last record he played on. So I'm going to go great track off of this album with a great bass intro from Rudy Sarzo. It's called Believer.
Dude.
I'm a believer. I ain't no deceiver. Just great. Everything on here is great. Everything on Ozzy's first album is great. Bark at the Moon is great. I'm a big Ozzy fan. What can I say? So I'm going to go Believer from my Ozzy solo selection. And then for Black Sabbath, this is not planned. I didn't mean for this to happen, Tony, but because this weekend is being called Back to the Beginning, that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going back to the beginning of my Polymac Sabbath fandom. Look at how worn out, same copy, same record you were just talking about, Paranoid. Look at how beat all this thing is. Rags, I bought this in 8th grade in Denville. It's the same cover, same record. I've had this since I was in 8th grade. And this was the first Black Sabbath album I ever bought. Look at the beating. Look at the other side, dude. Look at the beating this thing is taking. T, look at that.
Oh, that should be in a freaking museum, dude. You should frame that thing. You should frame that thing. Seriously.
I generally take pretty good care of my albums, but this one just goes to show you how much work it's gotten over the years. It's gotten beat to hell. But the last song on this album has always been one of my favorites. It's called Fairies Wear Boots. Okay. And I understand the story of the song. And again, it's like you said about the song you picked, Hand of Doom. There's like 4 or 5 completely different sections. There's great jams. And from what I understand, the song is from a real incident that happened to them. They were walking home from band practice, the guys in Black Sabbath, really early in their career, and they got jumped. They got jumped by a bunch of skinheads. And as the skinheads were kicking the Black Sabbath guys' asses, one of the skinheads said, "Hey, man, only fairies wear boots." Because they were wearing their boots and all. So they wrote the song Fairies Wear Boots, and it's a great one. And there you go. So I go Believer and Fairies Wear Boots. T, did you Did you get to pick your Ozzy song?
Yes, I did, Paulie. And this was because I had the Blizzard of Oz blacklight felt poster on my wall in my room as a kid.
Yeah.
And the song Mr. Crowley just creeped the hell out of me. And I always liked it in a weird, though it's same way I like scary movies, certain scary movies. I liked Mr. Crowley because I'm like, what is the whole Aleister Crowley mystery mystique? The Aussies got me like totally captivated by Mr. Crowley. So I got to go Mr. Crowley as the Aussie tune.
Great selection. A lot of people think that's one of Randy Rhoads' best guitar solos. Is it? Yeah. And by the way, Tony, you do know that Jimmy Page lived in Aleister Crowley's house. You know that, right?
I did.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
that rings a bell. But Jesus Christ, I forgot about that, dude.
Yeah, Jimmy Page. Well, because he was into it too. He was into his black magic and spells and all that.
Yep.
Yeah, Jimmy Page bought Crowley's house. And I saw some confusion. I didn't see who wrote the comment, but nice.
There's the poster I had. The black light. Look at that.
How did you find that? How did you just get a hold of this thing?
I just searched it right now. But that's the poster I had. It was on my wall.
Dude.
This. Yeah,
I wish you still had that. I would demand you put that up behind you. That's so cool. With the cross in his hand, dude, holding the cross.
And then the Aussie on the fingers. Come on. I mean, like,
yeah.
It was such a great poster. Again, my mom would walk in my room and just shake her head. She's
it's not for them to understand. Yeah. Listen, this is between me and Ozzy. You know what I mean? This is between me, Ozzy, and Geezer Butler, Mom. Don't even worry about it. I got to say, somebody posted on the comments line, is Paulie Mack from Danville? No, not Danville. This was a record I bought in a town in New Jersey called Denville with an E, Denville, New Jersey. Rags, you know what I'm talking about. Ramps Records, man, right there in Denville, New Jersey. That was my first Black Sabbath album, and I still have it right here. So, Hand of Doom, Mr. Crowley, Believer, and Fairies Wear Boots. Great collection of tunes. Tony, go ahead.
Here we go, Paul. I'm going to present this on the way out. Just presenting that. We wanted to talk about that's Ozzy and Iommi backstage at the Fillmore in San Francisco.
Ozzy looks high as a kite right there, too. I guarantee you Ozzy just burned one down. Look at him. Ozzy looks baked right there. I can't even wrap my head around seeing Black Sabbath at the Fillmore. I mean, that's like, what a great shot. Tony, I'm so glad you showed this to me. You found this on Twitter?
I saw this. I was like, whoa, I've never seen that before. What in the hell? Oh, Jesus, cramming to 6. Come on. Sorry about that.
That's a great shot, T. Great shot.
And I had assumed you had seen it before. And then when we showed it to you, you're like, I'd never seen that. I was like, oh, that's incredible, man. So
I have never seen that. Thank you for leave that up there for a second as we wrap. Leave that picture up there. So enjoy the last Black Sabbath show. It is going to be on demand, so you can rent it and watch along. It should be a lot of fun. And I think it's like an all-day affair. This thing's going to keep going and going. There's so many guest musicians coming up. Stevie B, Stevie B, bro, you got me on that one. Tremendous. That is a great shot. Ozzy waiting to go. Yeah, just waiting for Dr. Young. Huh? You know what I mean? Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne. Patient, please. Hold on. He goes, hello, this is Ozzy Osbourne. I'm looking for Dr. Matt Young. All right, this is a great call, Stevie B. Have a great weekend, and thank you for the contribution. On the way, hey, speaking of Dr. Matt Young, let's give him some love on the way out the door today. Thank you, Dr. Matt Young, for being a sponsor on the PMP show. Anybody with dental needs or ready to make a switch with their dentist and upgrade, if you will. Listen, sometimes you upgrade with your car. You move into a new apartment, a new house. You upgrade your house. Now it's time for you to update and upgrade your dental service, and that would be Dr. Matt Young. Email him today, info@youngdentalsf.com. Call him today, 415-392-8611. They can see you on weekends as well. Dr. Matt Young, my dentist for over a decade, and he should be yours as well. Handles all dental needs that you can shake a stick at. Comprehensive dental care, cleanings, fillings, implants, veneers, orthodontics, even emergency care. It's all waiting for you at Dr. Matt Young's office. Tony, let's break up the sponsors with one last super from Sweet Mad Hatter.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Sweet Mad Hatter checking in. Final super of the week here. Wishing the PMP Army a very happy 4th. You too, man. My dog Mojo, a second happy birthday. Happy birthday, Mojo.
Nice.
Oh, there he's in the photo. Nice, dude. Nice. I wish, dude, dogs have a great life, dude. Chilling, sleeping on rugs, getting treats. You know what I mean? Not a bad little gig. You and Mojo have a great weekend, Sweet Mad Hatter. And thanks for supporting the show, brother. Enjoy yourself on the 4th. Also want to say thank you to Carlos De La Fuente from Flex Funding, man. Guy's been doing it with us for a few months now as a sponsor. He's a great guy. He's great at what he does too. Private money loans, fix and flips, all kinds of service needs with your mortgages. He's a mortgage broker, but he can also handle personal and private loans. If you have business questions, if you have personal questions, anything regarding your finances, you can trust Carlos De La Fuente to guide you in the right direction. No appraisal fees, no escrow, no title fees, very fast closings, usually within 8 days. Carlos De La Fuente can handle all of your financial questions, needs, or any move that you just want to execute. Talk to Carlos about it, and he's going to take care of you. Give him a shout today, 925-250-4894. Email Carlos at myflexnow.com. If you're looking to buy, get pre-approved with Los D. That's our guy. Creative Tony, thank you for everything this week. Had a lot of fun, and tomorrow we're off, man. So everybody enjoy the 4th of July. Enjoy your holiday. Stay safe. Nobody blowing fingers off. You saw the big explosion happen up in Sacramento. An entire fireworks warehouse blew up. So be careful if you're going to run around and play with explosives. I'm done with all that, T. I just sit back, have a couple of drinks, and enjoy myself. I don't have any need to be throwing M80s around. You know what I mean? I'm like way done with that kind of stuff. So, and what's on your docket, T? What are you doing on the 4th? You got a fireworks show up in Tahoe?
Paulie, I'm going to step into Particle Land. That's exactly what I'm going to do to start.
Good.
Look at, there it is. There's our guy. He opens the door in the middle of the desert. He's looking. Look at, oh, come on.
Welcome to Particle Land.
Hell yeah. No, hell yeah. What's up, man? I feel you. I understand that guy. Me and that guy have a lot in common. Hold on. One last super before we get out. I saw Ray Goodman sneaking in last second here. Throw his message up, T, when you can. And we'll get into that as our final.
Come on. Where is it? Come on. Pop up for me.
There we go. Ray Goodman, come to the Martinez Parade tomorrow, 10 a.m. My band is on a float. Nice, dude. Nice. From 1 to 4 at Luigi's Deli. Okay, Ray Goodman, have a great gig tomorrow, my brother. And play it well, play it loud, and play it true. Ray Goodman, Noemi, all of you guys have a great weekend. Stevie B, Don Peralta, Rag, Scarlet Fire, congratulations once again, my dear. Congrats on your wedding. I hope you guys have a great time. Hope you're going on a nice honeymoon, too. We love you guys. Appreciate the support. Enjoy your long weekend. Tony, I'll give you the last word, bro.
I just want to say thank you, everybody, also. And, hey, it's our first 4th of July together. Hopefully, first of many. And, get out there and enjoy. Hey, the country's not perfect right now, but it's definitely better than, I would say, the rest of the world. So I think we're doing all right. And there's lots to celebrate with friends and family. And, I don't know. As I get older, I just get a little more mushy about the holidays, where I just think really, really soak it up. And I don't know, take an extra deep breath. Like, I'm going to go swim in the lake today and enjoy every freaking stroke, because it's just going to be epic. And I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful weekend, whatever you're doing. Okay. Ray, have a great jam on your float. Mad Hatter, happy birthday to Mojo. Sweet Mad Hatter. And dude, go get to a Eugene Emeralds game and send more pictures, because he sent us pictures in the past. I just, we're very fortunate, Paulie, to have this posse, this family of people that support us. And hey, again, the whole reciprocal, the reciprocity is the banner I like to put it on the show every now and again. And I'll put it back up right now, because it doesn't happen without y'all. So thank you very much. That's all.
Yep. All you guys, man. I see you in the comments line, John. Bro, you beat me to it, John Joseph. I was just about to drop a Billy Squire, stroke me, because Tony goes, I'm going to enjoy every stroke. Stroke me. You got your number down. I got no problem with Squire. I got to say it out loud. I got no problem with Squire. Right on down the line. Everybody wants you. Stroke me, whatever. I'm on board. All right, Creative Tony. Oh, and last word. Shout out Emotions in Motion, okay? Emotions in blank in motion.
Hey, Paulie, on the way out, just because it's the last for the week, we said Stephen Pearson's birthday, 69 years old today. Also, yesterday, Larry David turned 78. Joe Thornton turned 46. My daughter's hero, Alex Morgan, the soccer player, she turned 36 yesterday. Nice. Let's see. Richard Petty turned 88. Julie Montgomery turned 65. Paulie, that is Betty Childs from Revenge of the Nerds. Betty Childs.
Nice.
65. And then Jose Canseco turned 61 yesterday. Dude, that tripped me out. 61. And also, I want to shout out Debbie Harry turned 80 on Tuesday. Yeah. Dan Aykroyd turned 73, I believe. And Carl Lewis I remember Carl Lewis's great national anthem. He turned 64 on Tuesday. Those are some birthdays I just wanted to shout out this week because I had them written down, and I wanted to make sure we got that. And we also said Roy Bittan yesterday from the E Street Band, the Professor. So, and Stephen Piercy, the main man on vocals for Rat, 69 years old today, 69 years young. And again, probably rest in peace to Michael Madsen as well, as we talked about.
Yeah, what a tough way to start the show. But yeah, definitely, man. Pour some out for Michael Madsen, man. What a great actor. I love him in basically everything I've ever seen him in. So great week of shows, you guys. Enjoy the long weekend. Thanks for supporting PMP. We'll be back with you our normal time on Monday. Right back where we left you today, 11 a.m. We'll be ready to rock. Tony, enjoy Tahoe. Give everybody in your family a big hug and kiss for me, and enjoy the weekend, kids. Cheers to you. Happy 4th of July. See you on Monday, y'all. Cheers. Yeah.
Peace, y'all.